Alrighty, welcome one and all to the famed Herb Brooks Arena alongside the 1980 rink as we get a look in at the warm-ups ahead of the 10:30 a.m. puck drop between the Northwood School girls and the Winchendon School green team as we get a look across the sheet. Obviously skating in the green sweaters with a white trim. That is Winchendon green. As we've gone and had a quick chat, a roll call for the players on the roster. Went down through all the pronunciations. There may be some scratches on the game. We did not catch what those are, but we will let you know who's on the ice when they're on the ice. As we went through Giampola, Provenzo, check that, Bullens, Omura, Brennan, Komashak, Robles, Frost, Stevens, Calvanese, O'Connor, Cataldo, McKeague, Donahue, Rodenheiser, Bosch, Snow, Dawson, Cataldo. Those are sisters, Marissa and Molly, and Isner. And that is the roster for the Winchendon School green team with the head coach Dean Jackson and assistant coach Cara Santoro. As we sweep back the final 15 seconds of the warm-up period, the Northwood girls, which will be featuring Chase, Cook, Mules, Kigan, Demers, Deutsch, Pavlasova, Hurlbut, Wilkin, Norris, Zarconi, Gillis, Kelly, Quackenbush, Bailey, Dyke, Cielo, Tebow, Bohm, and Lewis. As both teams gathering up the pucks, getting ready to close out and send the starters out onto the ice. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary, welcoming all of you to this 43rd annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here. We just wrapped up the Northwood Huskies prep team. Folks, this is live, by the way, on Game Capsule TV YouTube channel. It is live. So if you know folks outside of the area that want to watch and listen, this game, it is Game Capsule TV on YouTube. Enjoy. Good luck out there. Alrighty, so we just had another one of the girls' teams. That might be the Winchendon White team that just came by. And they are sitting alongside the 1980 rink here in the famed Herb Brooks Arena. We want to welcome all of you out there who are tuned in to this Game Capsule TV YouTube channel. I invite you now to chime in during the course of the game. Let me know where you're watching from, which team you're watching, who's your player. And good luck to one and all as we get ready for the opening period puck drop. 2 25-minute halves as we open up activity. Most of you are familiar with the teams out there. If you are unfamiliar, skating in the white with the blue trim, those are the Northwood Huskies with a shot on net and just barely missing the post. As we get a hooking call, 22 seconds in. And this is going to send one to the box, putting Northwood on the power play. As we see number 15, Frost, heading to the box on a hooking call. And so the Huskies go to the power play. Early power play action, looking for the icebreaker. As this is played out towards the far side corner. Shot and a close call on the back door as that one was knocked away. As we see Mules out on the ice for the Huskies, along with Zarconi. Zarconi in the defensive pairing. This is picked up by Cook. This is Kira Cook, skating out of Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. Played out to neutral ice as Cielo sends it out towards the left wing side. A minute left in this power play. This is played across to Cielo. Cielo plays it down low on the right wing side as this is picked up by Giampola, the Winchendon green goaltender. And we'll set up a face-off to Giampola's right side. With 55 seconds left in the Winchendon penalty kill. As this is played up by Cielo. Out towards the left side. Back to Cielo over the top of the slot. Shooting that one wide of the net. Back out to Cielo. Across the way towards the left side. Number 8, Pavlosova out on the ice in the pairing with Cielo. Cielo once again, shot goal. And that one, as smoothly as it went down the pipe, caught the back of the net. And there's your icebreaker, a power play goal by Cielo. A wrister from well above the slot. With 23 seconds left on the power play. And at 23:01 remaining in the first half, the Huskies girls strike first. As we return to full strength, 5-on-5. We see Frost out on the ice for Winchendon, along with Robles. Played out of the near side corner. And Frost battling on the near side at the center stripe. Frost continuing to battle down low. With some help coming in from Robles. Out on the weak side, providing a safety valve is Dawson. And so Pavlosova comes up with the assist on the Cielo goal. As we see Robles sending it deep into the offensive zone. Wholesale changes for Winchendon. And going straight at the puck is Bullens. And Bullens able to disrupt the play. Shot wide of the net, rebounded off of the end boards. And battling down below the goal line. As Winchendon comes in with fresh skates. Brennan out on the ice along with Omura. Played back up to Cielo. Cielo plays it around the corner boards along the near side. Early game action here for the Northwood Schoolgirls Huskies. As this is played around the far side corner boards. For those of you who have not checked the calendar, today is Friday, February 10th. This here scheduled as the 10:30 a.m. puck drop. As this is played deep around the Husky zone. In the net for the Huskies is Chloe Lewis. Lewis is committed to Plattsburgh State after this school year. As we get a stoppage there, Giampola coming up with a stop. 4 minutes and 10 seconds into this first half. Huskies up 1-0. Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. For those of you curious enough, you can check it out on LinkedIn, the world's 7th leading social media site. If you're watching this live, go ahead and chime in on the chat board. Make sure that we know that you know that we know that you're watching. Let me know which team you're watching. Where are you watching from? The last game we had a parent watching from Mexico, another parent watching on vacation in Miami, and we had parents up in Quebec watching as well. We got a pretty good sized crowd here in house, as occasionally we will get some wide shots and show you the renovations of the arena. We'll get those as our camera operator deems possible. In the meantime, we continue gameplay back in the Winchendon zone. Winchendon coming in with two teams in this division, the Winchendon green and Winchendon white team. As this is held onto by Jampola. We got fresh skates out on the ice. O'Connor coming out for Winchendon. Brennan as well. We also have number 17, Calvinese. As this is played out across neutral ice. Picked up by Cielo. Cielo under heavy pressure by Brennan. Played up along the left wing wall. As the Huskies establish the offensive zone. We see Bailey out on the ice for the Huskies. And now we're seeing some changes behind the scenes. Keegan out on the ice for the Huskies, as well as Pavlisova. Bailey as well for the Huskies. Played out of the corner. As Pavlisova applying pressure down by the end boards. Winchendon gets out to neutral ice and dumps it into the offensive zone. That'll buy some time to get some fresh legs out on the ice. As Winchendon brings in Calvinese. We get an icing here. Let's get a tally on who is out on the ice for the visitor. Komashak, Cataldo. That is Molly Cataldo, by the way. As well as the winger, number 24, Marissa Cataldo. As this will go down for icing one more time. As we look across, Cataldo, Komashak on the backside, Omura and Bosch. As Omura comes up with the puck in neutral ice, sending it back around through the corner boards. As Lewis sends it around to the left side with help coming up through the slot. A close opportunity for Northwood as Quackenbush was racing up through the slot. And we've got a tripping call upcoming. And just as McKeague gains possession, the whistle blows. And Frost will head to the box on a tripping call. And so the Huskies leading 1-0 with 18:03 remaining in the first half. Go to the power play, looking to take advantage. On the backside, Zarconi up at the right point, winding up, getting a half clapper as that deflects wide out towards the right wing side. That's Bailey, number 19, shot through traffic. As this is played around the corner boards, back around to Bailey, around the horn, back up to the top. Pinching down low and then handing it off into the far side corner. That was a mis-executed pass, as they will come back around, rotating it around the top of the shell, as they don't have quite so much a 1-3-1 as they do a rotation of 2 and 1 over the top. And they get a bit of a shell look where 2 are low and a little bit more like 3 over the top, roundly, as opposed to flatly across the blue line. from the right side, sent down low. That's Cielo back out on the ice. On the far side corner is Wilkin. Wilkin plays it up and around to Cielo from the top of the circle, and Cielo with goal number 2. A power play goal for Cielo from the right side as she comes down to the top of the right wing circle. Bangs that off the short side post and into the back of the net. And the Huskies, with 16:34 remaining in the first half, up 2-0. And we have a shout out to Jill. Jill, thank you so much. Watching the sisters Molly and Marissa on Winchendon Green out of Boston. Welcome, Jill. Thanks so much for tuning in and chiming in, letting us know that someone is on the viewing end there. Of course, the priority is watching and listening to the game. Secondarily, just for a little bit of additional context, do a little bit of chat. And so check this, that's Dyke getting credit for the goal from Cielo and Quackenbush. And so somewhere along the way, when Cielo took the shot from the top of the circle, Dyke got contact with it and finished the task. And so that goal is credited to Dyke from Cielo and Quackenbush. And so once again, welcome. We see it on this roster here throughout the Winchendon Green roster. So many skaters out of Massachusetts, that great hockey state. We got a couple. We got one out of Connecticut, one out of Vermont, one out of Las Vegas, and Fort Collins, Colorado. And Winchendon going to the power play now, looking to strike back as Northwood's Keegan goes to the penalty box. .87 seconds left on that power play as Winchendon trailing by 2. Shout out to Jenny, watching granddaughter Hillary Wilkin for Northwood from Nova Scotia, Canada. Thank you so much, Jenny. Welcome. As this is played out towards the left wing side. Huskies on the PK, the penalty kill. Played from the corner. And now Winchendon played up to the left wing side. Working back into neutral ice, waiting for fresh skates to get on the ice as Green setting up for the attack. Out on the right wing side. Chipped off the end boards. And now played back out to neutral ice. Racing onto the ice for Winchendon is Molly Cataldo. Fresh off the bench. Dawson out on the ice as well for Winchendon. As Cataldo plays it back to the defensive set. As Omura out on the ice on the back side. And Giampola with a clack of the stick, indicating someone's coming out of the penalty box. Toe drag move at the top of the slot, shot high and wide into the glass. A close call there as one of the Winchendon skaters crashed down to the ice, giving an open look to the Huskies, who are trying to pump it up a little bit more. with a 2-0 lead. And now in on the attack. Even strength out on the ice as we see a little bit of feisty work out in front, and Giampola screened as Northwood had Quackenbush posted up in front of the crease, and so much activity between Quackenbush and the defender in front of Giampola that Giampola did not have a clear look, and the Huskies come up with number 3. And by all looks, Deutsch ringing the bell on that one. As we're just about midway through the first half, the Huskies, with just outside of 13 minutes remaining in this first half, leading 3-0. As this is played off the leg of Giampola out towards the right wing side. And so that was Deutsch from Mules. As this is played out towards the left wing side. Huskies now back in on the attack into the mid slot. Fading from left to right across the slot. Unloading the shot, but not able to make it down to the goal. As this is played from D to D. Winding up and getting a little bit of heat on that one. That is from the left side. Pinching down into the far side corner. We see Dyke. Dyke picked up a goal right before that Deutsch goal. As this one fended off by Giampola. As the puck came up high, up in the face mask area. Puck chipped out into neutral ice. As this is gathered up by Keegan. Keegan sends it down to the end boards as Giampola comes out, mishandles it, but getting a little bit of support from the defense. As Winchendon trailing by 3, looking for an advantage here as they get into the offensive zone. With little bit of support, only 2 getting into the offensive zone while trying to shore up the personnel off the bench. As Cielo comes crashing in. Played out towards the left side, shot through traffic. Played up to the blue line. Nice little stick handling moves. As Zarconi keeps it alive in the offensive zone. Here's Cielo out across to the left side. Back up top to Cielo. Cielo through traffic. Paddled away by Giampola. Battling out of the corner as Quackenbush comes up and picks up the available puck from the left point. Dropping in off the bench is Dyke. Dyke roaming up at the top of the slot over on the blue line to the right side. Plays it to the right half wall. And now looking for a pass out to the left point. But that position was vacated as Kira Cook comes out on the ice. Cook into the corner, taking a shot up against the end wall. Tebow plays it out towards the right point. This is Keegan sending it down low. Tebow from the right circle as this is played around to the near side. Tebow down low below the goal line from behind the net. Giampola in the butterfly position down low as this is played around to the near side. Demers up to Tebow, and this slips out to neutral ice. Just outside of 9.5 to go, first period action. As we welcome those of you who are tuned in to the Game Capsule TV YouTube channel. If you got friends out there out and around, make sure you go ahead and text this website over. Let folks know. Share it. Like it. Subscribe it. All of the above. So that folks can continue to enjoy the live stream from the 1980 rink on this 43rd annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament as Cielo goes across to the left side, back over to Cielo. Through traffic and tipped down low, and the Huskies come up with another good bounce. And we'll double check this. We saw assistant captain Mules down low, but we'll have to double check. Leading the charge across the bench was Hurlbut, as that got deflected down in the low slot. And the Huskies now up 4-0. And it looks like Hurlbut gaining credit for that. Hurlbut from the even further north country of New York, Messina. Played from the half wall out to the top of the slot. Shot as that caught a defender. And so Cielo comes up with another assist as we have 8.5 to go remaining in this first half. This is game number 2 for me. We've got a few more left. We'll be calling the commentary on these live streams from the 1980 rink until the 2 p.m. puck drop. We'll cover the 2 p.m. puck drop, and then we'll come back tomorrow morning for the 8:45 a.m. puck drop for those of you who are enjoying watching any of the Huskies live broadcasts from the 80 rink. And we'll cover commentary on the championship games on the 32 rink on Sunday, all 3 of them, as this is played down from the right point. I want to welcome everybody out there. If you are out there and you want to go ahead and get a shout out, we do like to engage the viewers out there, whichever side you are viewing for. We like to keep a good bit of hospitality for anybody out there enjoying the broadcast. Let me know where you're watching from, which team you're watching, as Giampola comes up with a big save. And a shot after the whistle. Bouncing up off of the ice, Sofia Robles. So we already have Jill watching from Boston, and Jenny watching from Nova Scotia, Canada. Would that be Halifax, Jenny? Shot, kick save on the weak side. Couldn't get the rebound. And Giampola under fierce attack. Winchendon still trying to get some shots off in the offensive zone. But the ice has been tilted in Northwood's direction. Shots on goal right now, Northwood with 14. And Winchendon not yet getting anything logged on the scoreboard for shots. But coming off the bench, perhaps an opportunity here as Calvanese comes in, pestered down below the goal line, and battled down to the ground on the far side corner. Played out to neutral ice. Racing in under heavy duress, looking to exit the zone quickly, as it is ill-advised to allow that puck to sit in the defensive zone for any length of time at this point. As when a team gets to this point where they put multiple goals in the net in the first half, in this particular case, they become very shoot-happy. They become more aggressive as they see more opportunities, and they understand that they can sacrifice a little bit on the defensive side. Thank you so much, Jenny. So yes, indeed, Halifax, Nova Scotia tuned in. Played out to neutral ice. Delayed offsides as Winchendon tags up. The Huskies come up with possession. 5.5 to go in this first half. We saw in the boys prep game preceding this that at the last moment the visitors were able to put one in. We'll see if Winchendon can break the ice before the half closes out. That would help things out as they go to the intermission. From an athlete's perspective, the air is taken out quite a bit when you go to the intermission and you don't have anything on the board. There's frustrations. Meanwhile, you're still trying to make some adjustments and understand what your second half strategy is going to be. Sometimes it's nice to know that something worked out properly in the first half. And in this case, Winchendon looking for the offensive zone. And we get a whistle out on the ice, and it's become a little chippy here as Northwood will send Mules to the box. Now we've got coincidental minors here as Mules will go to the box. And on the Winchendon side, Marissa Cataldo. This is one of those. It's going to be 5-on-5 on these coincidental minors. This is one of those circumstances where a penalty will be called, but if somebody has been agitated just enough, they'll end up taking a penalty, and rather than benefiting from a power play, they end up drawing even. And such is the case as the two skaters go to the box. And so Mules got called on the cross check, and Cataldo subsequently called on roughing. And that was a tough one there, as Northwood's Bailey had gotten up in the neutral zone trying to skate towards the puck, stepped on a loose stick, and Bailey looking a little bit uncomfortable out on the ice. That might have been a little bit of tweak of the leg stepping on that stick as it had slid away just as she was getting up from the ice. An awkward position. We'll see how that plays out. Bailey has since come off of the ice. Didn't look like she was favoring any leg more than the other, just looked a little bit slow coming off. Best of health and well-being to one and all, on the ice, off the ice, around the world, up in Nova Scotia, and even the golfer on the moon. Best of health and well-being to you all. Exciting hockey weekend, starting as early as last night's New York State Section 7 Girls High School State Championships over in Saranac Lake at the Civic Center Arena, newly renovated, along with the Olympic Center here in Lake Placid, as part of renovations synchronized to be done before the World University Games, as this shot taken from up top deflected through the slot. That one, Adirondack United out of that greater Albany area, Saratoga Springs, Glens Falls, Queensbury. Collection of players from those areas taking the victory against the Franklin Academy Huskies out of Malone, New York, as this is played a half clapper through traffic, deflected down low, and a quick whistle as Giampola jumps on it. As we see fresh skates coming out on the ice for Winchendon. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Daniel, this is to you. There is no live stream on the USA rink. The USA rink will be recording and then uploading. So keep an eye on the Game Capsule website. Click on that subscribe button and notification bell. And as soon as stuff is uploaded on the Game Capsule TV channel, you'll get a notification. This way you'll be able to follow the action. We've had folks asking that question, and we'll continue to answer for you. We're running the live stream on the 80 rink. And then the other two rinks are being recorded and then uploaded. The commentary for today and tomorrow will run from 8:45 a.m. puck drop through the 2 p.m. puck drop, where I'll cover all 5 of those games today and tomorrow, and then I will cover what will be live stream from the 32 rink on Sunday for the 3 championship games, the 10:30 a.m., the 12:15, and the 2 p.m. And so stay tuned. Daniel, feel free if you want to listen in or watch this game. And then as soon as that other game is uploaded, you'll be notified. In the meantime, who's your team? Who are you following? Who's on the USA rink right now? Played up to the left point. 35 seconds left as Giampola has faced 16 shots already and not having had a lot of support on the opposite end of the ice. That will be something that Winchendon will discuss during the intermission. While we recut the sheet, they will be discussing how to get more occupation in the offensive zone, as they are trailing 4-0, and that'll close out first half action. Nichols girls prep. Okay, thank you so much. And so there goes the buzzer at the end of one half of action. The Huskies just knocking it down, leading 4-0. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, step outside, rotate the tires. When we come back, Jonathan will teach you how to build a floating bookshelf from the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York. You're watching the 43rd annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament. We'll be right back. Or whoever happens to be covering this, if they are covering the video side of it, from my producer who produces the video and who brings me on board for the commentary, then they can cover me for the commentary, and we'd have commentary on that Eagles game that starts at 12:15. Meanwhile, we welcome everybody else back. I hope you've been enjoying the behind-the-scenes conversation between a commentator and a fan out on the ice as we get back from intermission, getting set for second half action between the Northwood School Girls Huskies and Winchendon Green. The Huskies going to the break with a 4-0 lead as we enter second half action. Winchendon had picked up a little bit of activity in the offensive zone towards the tail end of the first half, but otherwise it has been Huskies all the way. As we get a look in on net as Cielo rips one. And Rodenheiser coming in for second half action for Winchendon. And so Giampola comes off the ice and Rodenheiser on the ice. Rodenheiser out of Concord, Massachusetts. For those of you who are attached to any of the hockey programs that are visiting here and participating in the Northwood Invitational, if you haven't already contacted Matt Scheller of Game Capsule TV to arrange for production, please do so. You can signal some interest on the chat board, as we have a couple of games that are non-Northwood games at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. And I have been brought on to cover Northwood games provided they are within my availability schedule, but I am willing, even with any of the additional availability. Shot to the far side, and Northwood rings one up. A minute 26 in. And leading the charge there, Hillary Wilkin. Picking out the long shot on the far side post from the right wing side. And the Huskies adding to the lead. And so for those of you who are tuned in and you have any particular interest in a couple of the upcoming games on the 80 rink, if you're seeking commentary on the Valley Eagles versus Winchendon White, and Quackenbush coming up with a point on that goal as well. And so the 12:15 p.m. and 2 p.m. games here on the 1980 rink, Valley Eagles versus Winchendon White and Mount Academy versus the Little Flyers, currently have not booked for the video production with the commentary. So if you're out there and you have any affiliation with either of them, you can go ahead and send a quick message on the chat board and say yes, you're interested. And I'll put you in touch with Matt Scheller, the producer. This is a good question, Kim, and we'll address that as, let's see here. We're trying to coordinate here. Bear with me a moment as we go behind the scenes. Coming away from the half wall, and one of the Winchendon Green skaters coming up a little bit slow. Taking a little bit of a shot on the near side. Kim, if you'll stand by, I'll get you information on how you can further that conversation. Matt, we got somebody asking, can I send them over to you via email? Gamecapsule.tv at Gmail. Thank you so much. All righty, Kim. If you want to pass this along to whoever your powers that be might be, in order to secure the live stream for the Eagles Winchendon White game, you want to send an email right away over to gamecapsule.tv at Gmail, and we'll go ahead and even get this gamecapsule.tv. And another one for the Huskies, as the celebration's becoming a little bit more muted. As we get a look up at the scoreboard there, 21:02 on the clock at that point as the Huskies up 6-0. Cielo with another assist. And so Zarconi comes up with a goal. And the Huskies girls bearing fruit out on the ice. Just 4.5 into the second half as this is played out towards the far side. Winchendon working to get out of the zone, and the Huskies able to hold the zone just barely. Holding that puck right on the blue stripe, bringing it back in. It has been tilted in the advantage of the Huskies all game long. Once they established the offensive zone, they did not want to get out of there. Shots on goal showing great disparity right now as this is shot down low, and Rodenheiser comes up with a stop. And for Kim out there, if you're tuned in, we do see that there are some folks tuned in that have a friend skating for the Valley Eagles. So we know that there are people out there who would be interested not only in watching the game, but also having the commentary on top of it. Once again, I've been contracted by Northwood by way of Game Capsule to cover Northwood games as they are the host team. And having the commentary is an additional feature. My availability extends a little bit beyond what Northwood has me for, so as long as it's no conflict with a Northwood game, I'm here on the 1980 rink, available for the 12:15 and the 2 p.m. drops. And I will allow you to discuss that with my producer, and he'll set things up for you. As this is played out towards the far side corner. Take a look in on Winchendon's skaters on the ice. As this is played out towards the far side half wall. Drop down low. And chased down with pressure from behind. As we see Komashak out on the ice for Winchendon. From the right wing side, shot, and this one deflects through. Passing Rodenheiser. And the Huskies ring up another one. As we see Brennan out on the ice for Winchendon. On the left wing side, Frost out there. Just trying to break onto the scoreboard here. That would be quite a victory for Winchendon. Brennan out on the ice. Roaming around neutral ice is McKeague. And Bosch dropping into the defensive zone. Bosch cutting off the angle, deflecting the shot. Bosch comes up with possession. And so Demers from Tebow on that last combination as Rodenheiser trying to pinch the puck. This is cleared down the ice. That'll go down for icing. And it buys just enough time for Winchendon to get some fresh skates back out on the ice. And coming up a little sore for Northwood is Hurlbut. Hurlbut got piled up down in the crease area while folks were poking around trying to get the puck loose. As this one whizzes wide of the net. And now Winchendon on the rush. Played up towards the blue stripe. And now a drop pass. And a shout out to Kylie, a Northwood fan, as this is played down towards the end wall. Picked up by Winchendon, and the Huskies come out with fresh skates. Cielo breaking up the long pass. And so over the public address, we get an announcement that due to the differential, we move to a running clock. So Kim, you sent an email over to that gamecapsule.tv@gmail.com. At the moment, he is behind the editor's desk, working through some of the materials that are being recorded in the various rinks. One-on-one with Rodenheiser, and Rodenheiser committing one direction as Kelly able to gain the advantage, the open look. So you've got one from Kim, should be in your mailbox now. I sent a... she's just trying to contact you to see about that. But I also mentioned that whoever would be on her side to set up the production cost, that they should contact you, because if she's not authorized, it's just going to spend your time. Okay, so Kim, he's going to check in on that email, but I also advise if you have somebody who's part of the organization who can contact him with the authority to secure the production, that would be good. In the meantime, he's going to be working on some of the uploads of the various recordings that are happening in the other rinks as we get down towards the sub 15-minute mark of this game. So if you know somebody who has that authority to secure the production, that's just a matter of getting in touch with him and saying, you know, we'd like to have the live stream with the commentary, and then my producer can go ahead and work out the cost, the fee on that, and get that secured for you. We're 15 minutes out from the end of regulation on this game, so you have a little bit of time to contact somebody who has the authority to make that decision for the Eagles and Winchendon White. And that will be notification for anybody else out there, too, who might be interested. If your team is not playing a Northwood game on this 1980 rink between 8:45 and 2 p.m. today and tomorrow, it will take special arrangement to set up live stream, as this one goes tic-tac-toe to the back of the net for the Huskies girls from the right wing side. Opening all the back doors, and somebody will be saving a puck as Mules comes down to the bench to hand off the game puck. And that will be stored for safekeeping. And Kim, which organization are you with? Which team? As this is played out towards the right wing side, chased down deep in the Winchendon zone. Battling down by the end boards. Played up to Cielo. Back down to the half wall and then dumped down to the end wall. We are still under running time as Cielo getting into a little bit of a shoving match just outside the Winchendon bench. Ill-advised by any measure. Okay, thank you so much, Kim. As we get coincidental minors going to the box, Cielo drawing the penalty. And will be 5-on-5 as O'Connor goes to the box as well. So Cielo and O'Connor will go and sit for a pair of minutes. Okay, thank you so much, Kim. I'm going to take a look at the schedule for tomorrow in case your Winchendon team comes up on the schedule again. From the right wing side to the left wing side. And so the official word on those two coincidental minors are unsportsmanlike conduct. As this is played out to the right point, pinching down to the right circle. As we see some fresh skates out on the ice for Northwood. We have Bella Norris out on the ice alongside Zarconi. Hillary Wilkin as well on the ice. And at this point for Northwood, it is just another cherry on top. From the slot, Rodenheiser with the kick save. Played out to the far side corner.
Northwood's Velocity's goal scored by number 10, Hillary Wilkin. Assisted on the goal number 17, Eliza Quentin. Number 14, Natalie Zarconi. Time of the goal, 15-7 in the second half. Wilkin with the back touch of our goal at 15-7.
And so Wilkin comes up with that last goal. And now the Huskies on their way. Almost nothing done wrong by the Huskies in this game. There are a couple of penalties that I think probably might have been better avoided. Though those penalties didn't yield anything against them on the scoreboard. It is nice to be able to keep them out of play if they can be kept out of play. As this is chipped to the near side half wall. Played around to the far side. From the left point, over to the near side. And back down. As Northwood cycling the puck very well. And so we're down to 7.5 to go in regulation. Played up to the left point, over to the right side. Flashed out towards the far side corner, and pinching down from the point is Keegan. Well, there's some activity that's happening out of frame, folks, and well, I can't control much of what's out of frame, but I can tell you that there is some interesting, I wouldn't say Keystone Cops moments, but that's mostly because that's a generational joke. One of the Northwood schoolgirls had their stick stuck under the arm of the Winchendon skater. The Winchendon skater held onto it for a moment, and then when letting it go, let it go the opposite direction. And it has become lightly comical, I would say, on either side at this point. Both teams trying to find something else to entertain them as they continue to tick and tack back and forth across this sheet. And they have gone above and beyond hockey here. Big hit up along the half wall. It has been a little chippy as this one saucered through traffic and now chipped out across neutral ice. Played across to the far side wall as Winchendon comes up with possession, tossing it deep into the offensive zone. That'll come off of the end boards. Gathered up by Northwood, played out to neutral ice, and swatted back into the Northwood zone. We'll have an opportunity to see another Winchendon team skating out on the 80 rink. This one will be against the Valley Eagles. It will be without commentary, and it will be recorded and then uploaded, so it won't run on the live stream if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken. But if there is anybody out there listening who can make a decision on behalf of Winchendon, it does not have to be the coaches. It could be someone else with a savoir-faire to be able to arrange that. We're just outside of 4 minutes remaining in regulation here as we're under running clock. The next game coming up is Winchendon White and the Valley Eagles. That is scheduled to start at 12:15. So whether you are coach, I don't know that coach would be the role that would make that decision. I think generally this would be somewhere in the manager side of things. Of course, you can always go to your board of trustees. That's a light joke. It would take a long time, I would expect. As this shot unable to go too far, a little extracurricular after the play. And Northwood will send one to the box once again. I believe this is Tebow. Tebow with a little shove in the back, the tail end of a play. You've got your commentary alongside the ice, and then you've got plays like that, which are commentary on the ice. As Tebow will sit for 2 as we're under running clock. That will be pretty much through the end of regulation here, as it's been all Huskies. We'll take a look and see what more is on the schedule for the Huskies girls. As that was a cross-checking penalty, by the way. So the Northwood girls will follow up this one with a 5:30 p.m. game against Thetford over on the 1932 rink. As we take a look at some of the other scheduled items. So we set 2 up, we set 2 down. We'll see what we have coming ahead in the schedule. I want to thank everybody who tuned in for this one. Daniel, thanks so much for sharing some behind the scenes on this. I wish you good health and well-being in your hockey career, and good luck to your friend Julia in this upcoming game. Perhaps we'll see you out there in the Hockeyverse. If you happen to come up with any of your hockey programs down in the greater Boston area, come up into the Lake Placid area, perhaps I'll be calling commentary on one of your games. Cover a lot of Can-Am hockey up here. We also cover some of the Northwood school hockey. As the buzzer closes out regulation here, the Huskies going wire to wire, taking a perfect, nearly perfect game as they pitch the shutout, celebrating and chalk one up in the win column for the Northwood girls as both teams gather at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. They'll be able to muster up that goodwill. Good game, good game. As we say, safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a hockey player. What a great day to play hockey. And so we wish Winchendon good luck in their next game. We'll see. Where do they go next? It looks like we'll see Winchendon Green versus Thetford tomorrow, 3:45 p.m. And so we wish them luck there. I think that's all for them for today. So they'll get a little bit of rest and come back tomorrow afternoon. As we get set to close out for my broadcast day, my name is Glenn Burnett on behalf of Game Capsule TV and the Northwood School Huskies, the Olympic Center, and the North Country. You've been watching the 43rd Annual Northwood Invitational Hockey Tournament. Continue watching on Game Capsule TV, and they'll be sending all the recordings uploaded onto the Game Capsule TV YouTube channel. Click on the notifications, subscribe and like. Make sure you share it around. Continue watching the Northwood Invitational. We'll see you on the next one.